Well, I take it you didn't expect all the news that you've been coming out of West Ham today, because I didn't. I don't think we did. Wow is literally all I can say. Wow, wow, wow. What a day it has been in the West Ham world when we're witnessing crazy stuff in it. Crazy, crazy world. Anyway, West Ham have officially appointed Nuno Espirito Santo as the head coach of the club. He signed a 3-year contract. Yep, so he was out of a contract because obviously he was sacked from his role at Nottingham Forest, but he has been offered a 3-year contract at West Ham, and he'll take charge of us on Monday evening as we travel to Everton in the Premier League. So you had been hearing all the rumours and all the stories about managers, the merry-go-round of managers coming in and coming out. And this morning, it all went through the roof. Potter went into the training ground, told all the players that this was going to happen. Espirito Santo was tipped to be taking the training this afternoon, and West Ham officially announced him. He's in the building, as one person was just leaving the building, the other one was entering the building. 3-year contract. West Ham have officially announced that as well. He arrives at the London Stadium. This is what the West Ham website are saying after an impressive coaching career, most recently leading Nottingham Forest to European qualification via a 7th place Premier League finish in the FA Cup semi-finals last season, a multiple league title and cup winner as a player for Porto and coach with Wolves and Saudi Pro League 𝗢𝗙𝗙𝗜𝗓. The 51-year-old is amongst the highly respected coaches in the modern game. Nuno brings outstanding coaching ability, tactical acumen and leadership qualities to West Ham. Is looking forward to getting down to work in East London. I think we've heard this before, though, let's be honest. I think we have heard this before. He did go on and say he's very pleased to be here and very proud to be representing West Ham. My objective is to work hard to get the very best from the team and ensure that they're as competitive as we possibly can be. The work has already started. I'm looking forward to the challenge that is ahead. The work has already started. Love it. Now, interestingly, he has already taken training at Rush Green this afternoon ahead of the game against Everton on Monday evening. In terms of the current coach, he's going to be assisted in the interim period from academy coaches Mark Robson, Steve Potts, Gerard Prenderville and Billy Lepine. And further announcement on all of his coaching staff will be announced in due course. Now I'm going to be joined by 𝗢𝗙𝗓𝗜𝗖𝗓. How you doing, my friend? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I don't know. Can you hear me? Oh, we can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, we've got you now. There's just a little bit of a lag there. Just a little bit of a lag, 𝗢𝗙𝗓𝗓𝗓.
I've got you, mate.
Right, good man. Right. Talk to me about it, mate. How's your emotions feeling after the...
No worries. How are you?
Oh, God, there's definitely a delay there, 𝗢𝗙𝗓𝗓𝗓. Let me just... Tell you what, jump on that link again, mate. Right, I've kicked him. He'll come back in a second. But yeah, listen, West Ham have been there, done that, wore the T-shirt with the amount of appointments we've had under this board. We've been there with Gianfranco Zola, we've been there with Pellegrini, with Lopetegui, with David Moyes twice, Slaven Bilic, Avram Grant. We are in a cycle that we can't seem to get out of. I'm here to back Espirito Santo. I am here to back him to the guns. I need these people to prove me wrong. I need them to prove all West Ham fans wrong. We need to come away from being the laughing stock, and I fear that no matter the manager that comes in, is going to be met with the same crap again. I don't know. Part of me also thinks that maybe this is a job that coaches know they can come into and be relieved of the duties after getting a 3-year contract and getting an easy payday. It's harsh to say that I'm even saying that about Espirito Santo, but why the hell would you want to work under this board, this ownership? It doesn't add up to me. It does not add up to me how they can keep on pulling things out from nowhere and bringing this and getting it there. I'm trying not to be the negative Nancy of the situation, but it's really tough right now in the West Ham world to get yourself motivated because, again, if we go back to the club statement that the club made, let me just find this now and read it out to you again. On the back of the letter of no confidence, the club obviously released a statement, and I think what's clear about the statement is that they have no clear direction of what they want to do at this club. Sending Potter out on the press conference yesterday was ridiculous, to say the least. To sack him the next morning, and know that situation. And then when you look at, it says here in the statement that the club made, where the 17th of September, steps have already been taken to implement a new strategy and approach, particularly in the area of player recruitment. We have appointed Graham Potter as our new head coach. His role is to build and develop the first team squad in line with the club's identity and objectives, with a continued focus of integrating young players from our academy. So you can see that they're making knee-jerk reactions. This is why I am always fearful of the decisions that they're making. But I'm trying my best to stay positive. I am trying my best to stay positive. I'm going to try and bring Gatesy in. I don't think it's Gatesy. Don't think it's working, my friend. No, he's gone again. God help us if we get this appointment wrong. Yeah. Ridiculous. We know the club are saving money. Listen, Nuno Espirito Santo could be a good coach, right? We don't know. We've seen him have a few ups and downs in his coaching career. Of course, people thought he was mistreated at Nottingham Forest for what he did for Nottingham Forest. Mistreated at Spurs. And in the end, essentially, probably hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I bet you probably he would have thought maybe I probably shouldn't have left the Wolves role at the time that he did, but he did, and he went, and that's where we find ourselves just now. All players behind the ball again. Well, that's what we're going to have to expect because we're in such a terrible situation. I'm happy we got Nuno. I'm not happy about the way the club hired him while Potter was in charge, the same way they hired Potter while Loppe was in charge. The board need to act with more decorum, and we know they don't. That's the problem. They never will under this regime. It's very stop-start. It's all over the place, and we're never going to really move away from it. But this is not, your statement there, Rob, is not been different about what we've always known about the ownership of this club. And going back to Avram Grant when he was at charge at West Ham and thinking about how West Ham negotiated a deal to bring in Martin O'Neill to the club, and Brady decided to jump ahead of the gun and speak out loud in the mainstream media about bringing him in, which led to Martin O'Neill deciding not to take the role because he didn't like the way that the board did their business. There was early signs, there was early warnings about this. So the fear is, and my fear is, no matter who comes in, no matter who our boss is going to be, no matter who the manager is going to be, that things aren't going to change because they keep pointing the finger at the coach when the finger needs to be pointed at the owners. Constantly needs to be pointed at the owners. Frogging a well, what are the odds we'll just land on the right man for the job who just happens to be out of work, hasn't worked too well for us so far, has it? 100%. 100% it's not. It's just a wild situation that West Ham find themselves in. And again, Russ has been on Sky Sports News. Check out BBC later on. Your big man Anton will be on there. The prompting questions that we are given as fans comes from who are you directing it at? And they then say, at the board, of course. They're kind of alluding to the fact that they're expecting us to say it, but they're alluding to the fact that it's the board because people are seeing it now. People are seeing it now. I genuinely think that the West Ham board think what they've done today is going to appease the fans. That's what I genuinely think. And I want nothing more than Nuno to come in and do a massive job for us. Push us up the league, qualify for Europe, you name it, we all do. But this is not going to paper over the cracks of the ownership. It's not. It's absolutely not. And now you're starting to hear things about Kyle McCauley's heading out the door. Again, look at the infrastructure at West Ham. It's a disaster from top to bottom. An absolute disaster for us from the bottom. And I don't know where and how West Ham progress. But anyway, are you happy with that appointment? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Wonder if we'll get a new director of football now the January transfer window. How much money will we be given? What will he be looking at? What style of manager, what style of player will he be looking at? How's he going to build? They've committed. They've chose to jump early in the season, but probably too late in terms of Potter's tenure, because Potter's going down as the worst manager in West Ham in terms of stats that we've had. To then switch your decision from the 17th of September, from that statement you put out on the mainstream media to now. How can you change your direction that much, which means you need to change a coach? Like, it's just, it's awful the way they go about their business. It's just completely awful. So frustrating. Good luck, Nuno. We need to keep our feelings with the board separate from the coach and give him a chance to show us what we've got the right man. Russ, completely agree with you, mate. 100% we do. We need to support the team, not the regime. I'll back him. I'm trying to think about, he's had Kilman under his wing before. How's he going to bring Kilman back from where Kilman's been? Because Kilman has been really under, not great. We know that he doesn't favour James Ward-Prowse because we had him at Nottingham Forest. He sent him back to West Ham. So there's key signs there that I feel like things are definitely going to change, and they are going to change, and they're going to have to change as well. But I really want him to prove many West Ham fans wrong. I don't get this. We still have the same players. That can Nuno do to them to play the way he likes teams to play? Yes and no. And it's wild to think that if Potter had maybe made some tactical and squad changes, he may not be in the same situation he finds himself in now. And therefore, what's going to be really interesting is, what are the changes that Nuno's going to make with the same squad that's going to get a result out of these players? What's going to get these players up and running? And if it is going to be simply changing James Ward-Prowse, then why would Potter not have done that in the first hand? I don't really know. I don't know, if I'm being honest with you. Anyway, it is what it is. West Ham do have another manager under our belt, under this current ownership. It's frustrating time, but we're going to back Nuno. We have to back Nuno. We've got no choice in the matter but to back our manager. But a direct message to you, the board, who are, if you do watch, if you don't watch, whatever, this doesn't paper over the cracks of what everyone at West Ham feels about you as the owners. The way you go about your business, and you've proven that again today, how you act as just simply business people who only care about themselves. That's it. That is it. And I don't know how. I'm at the end of my tether with them. Anyway, Nuno Espirito Santo, West Ham's new coach. Keep your comments coming in. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, come on, you Irons.